Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to some MMA news. So in this video, I'll be talking about the recent news of Cain Velasquez being involved in the shooting. So not a whole lot is out yet. I think one source was saying, oh, gang related or this, and that, but I think that's clearly not the case. I think this was self-defense, but all we know right now is at least two people were involved. One person was shot and one person went to jail, and I said John Jones, but John Jones always involved in jail. Kind of like, when you this on your quickie notes or whatever the case may be, or your auto responses. So every time you say jail, kind of John Jones is jump up in there. That was my like a mental auto. But anywho, Cain Velasquez, and that's no shade. That just is what it is. Like, yeah. But Cain Velasquez involved in the shooting, and I feel like it was self-defense. It was one person involved, one person got shot, and one person went to jail, and that person was Cain Velasquez who went to jail. So maybe it was more people, but all I know is I feel like when more info comes out, this will become more interesting. Like, no matter what happened, whatever it be, Cain Velasquez was the aggressor. I believe he was the one who shot, or didn't was the one who got shot. I mean, he was the one who shot, and he's the one who's in jail. But maybe he got shot back at, maybe he got some wounds, but all they talking about, other guy got wounds, not non-life threatening. And I guess that also shows that Cain Velasquez was not really aiming to kill him. Like, I was self-defense, like, get off me, basically. So I feel like all details are pointing to Cain Velasquez just using that out of self-defense. Some guy probably, I don't know, whatever reason was approaching him, but I don't know why he would be that. Maybe a crazy fan, maybe a drunk, maybe a scuffle prior to that, maybe something else happened prior to that led to that, or maybe some personal thing going on in his life and that. But definitely don't think it was a case of Cain Velasquez doing anything, being in the wrong. I feel like he's fully in the right. And Cain Velasquez is a guy that, has never really been a guy that ever really acted unprofessionally, or a guy that acted out of character, or a guy that acted, anything less than a upstanding citizen. Like, the guy has always had a clean slate. Never been a guy necessarily involved with the wrong side or wrong dealings, or a guy that's showing signs of CTE or anything like that. Always been a guy doing the right things. Like, but I don't know. But outside of that, this is parlays to, let's just talk about Cain Velasquez recently, or past couple years. So retired on not the best streak. Then kind of went to WWE. I mean, he did go to WWE. He was not no kind of went to WWE, but he went to WWE, and really just got used, I feel, in the WWE. They tried to bring in and make an angle, force angle with Brock Lesnar. And I feel like they got it out of him. Then they were parted ways with him. I feel like they just wanted to bring him in the UFC and bring him to WWE, rehash the whole history, and give Brock Lesnar a win, because Brock Lesnar is a big star in the UFC. I mean, yeah, big star in the UFC and WWE, but could get them mixed up. But either way, they didn't really have no value for Cain Velasquez. They didn't see him as no big star on their side as far as WWE. They didn't want to try to market him. I don't feel like he necessarily had wrestling chops of interesting ways. He didn't have no interesting moves. Didn't have no interesting background. So it was like really much to him. He's not no high flipping wrestler. Didn't really have much of a personality. So they really couldn't do much with him. So they just used him. I think he might at least lost once or twice to Brock Lesnar in WWE. And they kind of just squashed that narrative, and they had nothing for him. I really just feel they paid him some money to fake lose, to play fight and lose to Brock Lesnar. That's all they brought him in for. They try to give a little weak angle and rehash the fight, try to give him a weak little image, and or whatever the case may be. Brought him in, paid him some money, probably paid him way less than they should have, and got him to lose. That's all they wanted to bring him in for, to be honest. So he got shafted in WWE, and feel like he got shafted in wrestling. So yeah, I don't really feel that whole pro wrestling is a career for him, unless he really wants to, give it his all and really try to prove on things. But I just don't see him ever really having a wrestling friendly style or wrestling friendly personality. But hey, you work on anything hard enough, and you work with the same intensity you worked in like actual wrestling, not fake wrestling, and MMA and actual competitive sports, and you put that towards, acting and pro wrestling, it could be a job for him. I mean, it could be a career for him. But I don't know. I feel like maybe coaching or maybe grappling or something might be a better avenue, but that's just my tidbit. But yeah, but definitely has not been necessarily on the best path. But I don't think none of that stuff will lead to him going off the wire and shooting no one. It was like, clearly this looked like a self-defense case, but we'll have to wait and see till more news comes out. And if it's interesting enough, I'll be reporting on it. But definitely very interesting. Definitely caught me off guard. Like, Cain Velasquez shooting, like, what's going on here? Like, I was not expecting that, and never in my life would I think that would happen. But clearly we have seen a couple cases where fighters have had to defend themselves or their property. We've seen John Jones coming out there with a double barrel shotgun, chasing the guy down, trying to rob, I think break into his car or something. Seen that. We've seen Anthony Smith had to defend his house. I think there's been several other cases. So it comes time when fighters got to defend themselves for whatever reason. They're human just like everybody else, and they just got a bigger target on them. So I feel like that's the case. But I already said it like 20 times. And that's the video. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And come back for more videos. Peace.